Hello, grade 4s. Welcome to another lesson with me today. Grade 4 English, first additional language. If there's anyone new here today, my name is Taryn Curry, and we're going to be looking at doing some language today. So yesterday, those of you who were with me, we looked at a comprehension. So we focused on the weather. We went through a weather map. I showed you what the different parts of a weather map mean, because I wasn't sure how many of you knew what the symbols meant. Then we answered some questions based on that weather map. And then we read a bar graph and we answered some questions on the bar graph too. So for today, as I said, and I did assign you some homework. So remember, I asked you to look at the weather for 3 days. So it can be any 3 days this week. So look at how the presenter shows the weather, how they stand, and maybe even what symbols they used. And then on Friday or over the weekend, I want you to present the weather to me like a weather presenter. So now for today, as I said, we're going to do some language, but we're going to focus on revision. We're going to look at your different types of nouns. We're going to do countable and uncountable nouns, common and proper, pronouns. Then we're going to look at articles, so using a, an, and the. And then we're going to look at conjunctions. So those are the 3 topics we're going to look at today. And we will be working through examples. So it's not just the definitions. I also want to show you how to work through each section. So if we look at countable and uncountable nouns, I know you did that early last term. But countable nouns just means that we are able to count how many there are. And uncountable, by the name, says we can't count how many there are. So an example there is grass. So I'm pretty sure you're not going to go outside and count all the blades of grass in your garden. So that would be uncountable. An example of countable can be like dog or cat or chair. Because I can say I have 1 dog or 2 dogs, but I can't say I'm going to go cut 1 grass. Because it literally means I'm going to cut 1 blade of grass. Then countable nouns has a plural form. So remember, plural means more than 1. So a plural for dog will be dogs. But my uncountable nouns can't have a plural, it's only singular. So I can't say we're going to go cut the grasses, because it can only be 1 singular. Then countable nouns can have a or an in front of it, or you can put a number before the noun. So like I said, I can have a dog, or I can have 2 dogs. With uncountable nouns, we can't always have a or an in front of it, but I can use some, any, or much. So I can say Dad cut some grass. So it's not an exact number, but it's giving me an idea of he cut some grass. So let's have a look at a few examples. So you'll see in the left hand side, we've got countable nouns, and on the right hand side, we've got uncountable nouns. So the countable nouns you can see are all in the plural form because all my countable nouns end in a S. So it's telling me it's more than one. So we've got eggs, bananas, bags, tables, chairs, desks, pens, cups, books, phones, boys, dolls, girls, and bears. So those are more than one of those types. But now with uncountable, I only have it in the singular because there's only one. So sugar, I can't say I'm going to put 2 sugars in my coffee. I can say I'm going to put 2 spoons of sugar, but I can't say sugars. Then we've got salt, oil, milk, coffee, juice, cheese, bread, butter, meat, water, flour, sand, and rain. So remember, with uncountable, I can use any, some, and much. So like if we talk about the weather, I can say how much rain is there today. Can't say there are 2 rains. Definitely doesn't sound correct. So if you can remember this rule for countable and uncountable nouns, then you should easily be able to tell the difference. Now, if we move on to common and proper nouns. So I know in grade 3, you learned probably from your teacher that nouns are something you can see and touch. But we want to divide them into people, places, and things. Because nouns can be any of those categories. But with nouns, we can divide it into common and proper. So common nouns name everyday things because they can be seen all over. So that's why it's common nouns. It's something you'll see everywhere. It's not just in one special place. Then I've got proper nouns. So proper nouns name a person, place, or thing. So proper nouns will always get a capital letter because they are naming a person, place, or thing. So it's quite easy to spot a proper noun if it already has a capital letter. But if you know it's a name of a person, place, or thing, then you should give it a capital letter. So let's look at an example that we can do together. So you'll see that I've got some words in the blocks here. So these are all my nouns. And I need to sort them into proper and common. You'll see for each block, I've got person, place, and thing. Because for common and proper nouns, I can divide my nouns into those 3 sections. So the first one I've got, it says shoe. So would shoe be a common noun or a proper noun? So remember, does it have a capital or does it have a small letter? So it's got a small letter. So my shoe would be a common noun. But when I place it into the common noun block, what is a shoe? Is it a person, a place, or a thing? So a shoe is something I put on my foot. So it's going to go into the thing column because it's definitely not a person or it's not a place. Now my next one I've got is Tuesday. So this is an easy one. So I know Tuesday has a capital letter. So it's definitely going to be a proper noun. But which row am I going to put it in? So Tuesday is not a person. It's not a place. But it's a day of the week. So it's a thing. Now the third one, park. Does park have a capital letter? No. So park will go to common nouns, but is it a person, place, or thing? Because remember, this is somewhere I go to. So it's going to be a place. The next one is grandfather. So is grandfather a name of a person? No, definitely not a name because it doesn't start with a capital. So it's going to go into my common nouns, but where? So it's a person. Now I've got flower. So I have flowers all over my garden. So if it's all over the show, then it's going to be a common noun. So it's a thing. Now our next word is Durban. So Durban is a name of a place I can go to. So it goes into the proper nouns, place. Now the next one is Mandu. So this is a name. So if I've got a name, it's for a proper noun, person. Okay, sorry about that. So my next one I have is teacher. So a teacher like me. What is a teacher? So there's not just me who's a teacher, there are many types. So they are everywhere. The teacher, but it is a person. Then I've got home. So home is definitely a common noun because I have a home, you have a home. So home is a place because it's a place where we live. Then Vincent Park. So if you come from East London, you know where Vincent Park is. So it's a name of a place. So it's a proper noun. Then my next one is city. So they're not telling me the name of a city. They're just telling me city. So it's a common noun for a place. Then I'm left with Xbox, girl and Dr. Smith. So if you're lucky to own an Xbox, you'll know that this is a name of a thing. Then I've got girl. The girl, again, is not a name of a certain girl. It's just a person. So it's a common noun. And then my last word, Dr. Smith. So now this is a name of a person, or a name of a doctor, should I say. So this would go into my proper nouns person column. Okay, so there we've got all our nouns sorted into the right columns. So I'm sure that was quite easy for you to see where they go. So now I'm going to move on to pronouns, because last week during one of our lessons, we spoke about different types of nouns, and a few of you were a little bit confused with what a pronoun was. So I'm just going to help you refresh your memories. A pronoun takes the place of a noun in a sentence. So instead of repeating the same noun, so instead of using the same noun every time, we use pronouns in its place. So an example I've got is Ben ate Ben's lunch after Ben finished Ben's homework. So the noun I've got here is Ben. So Ben is my proper noun. But you'll see I'm repeating Ben a lot. So now instead of saying Ben, 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 I'm going to replace Ben with a pronoun. So we're going to say Ben ate his lunch after he finished his homework. Oh, and I see I'm missing my full stop there. I hope you noticed that. So can you see now when I've got Ben's, this is showing me that that's his lunch because it belongs to him. So when you've got Ben's lunch, it's showing me the lunch is his. That's why I used his over here. When we just said Ben, it's not showing me that Ben owns finished. I just use he. So we're going to take a look at that now. So you'll see on the left side, I've got my subject pronoun. So remember we said what a subject was. A subject is the person or the object we are talking about in a sentence. So if I say, she is talking, so who is talking? She. Then on the right-hand side, I've got my possessive adjectives. So don't be confused now when we're talking about adjectives, because this is just showing me who owns the noun. So don't be afraid now when you see possessive adjective. That's just the name for these words. So possessive adjectives come before a noun to show who it belongs to. So an example I've got is take out your book. So your book shows me that the book belongs to you. So this is just to show who the noun belongs to. So don't be scared when you see that big word. Okay. Just showing me what belongs to what. Now let's have a look at our next one, articles. So when do we use an article? We like to use the when it is talking about a specific object or a person. So if I say, please return the book that you borrowed from me. So what do you need to return? The book. So I'm not saying a name of the book, but maybe I'm pointing to the book. So they're being specific. Now the next one, the purple one, says indefinite article. So indefinite just means when you're not referring to any specific thing or person. So now I use a or an. So the example they give us is, I bought a cell phone yesterday. So are they telling us what type of cell phone they bought? They are just saying it's a cell phone. So it's not a specific brand. They're not telling me a model of the phone. We just know it's a cell phone. Now, when you use a or an, there's a rule for those two. So we use a before a singular noun. But if it starts with a vowel, so remember A, E, I, O, U, you must use an. So if I say the Eskimo built an igloo, it starts with the I, so I must use an. I can't say the Eskimo built a igloo, because I'm sure you can hear that doesn't sound correct. So a is for a singular noun, so like a dog, a puppy, a cat. But if it starts with a vowel, I use an. So like apple, owl, igloo. So we're going to look at some examples now. So this page that I got comes from your rainbow book on page 98. from the grade 4 English first additional rainbow book. So they want us to put the, a, and an in the correct place. So you'll see we've got Harry Potter book belongs to my brother. So is it any Harry Potter book? No, they're talking about a specific book. So I say the Harry Potter book belongs to my brother. I live in only yellow house in Tambo Street. So am I going to say I live in an only house, or I live in a only yellow house, or I live in the only yellow house? So I live in the only yellow house in Tambo Street, because they are specifically talking about one type of house. Number 3, do you have an pen for me, a pen for me, or the pen for me? So it's definitely a pen for me. Number 4, I need a new bag, or the new bag. So are we talking about a specific type of bag that they want, or is it any type of bag? So we're talking about any type, so they need a new bag. Number 5, little dog is sick. So is it an little dog, a little dog, or the little dog? Because maybe now they're talking about a certain dog. So it's going to be the little dog is sick. Okay, we're almost done. I want ice cream. So is it I want an ice cream, I want a ice cream, or I want the ice cream? So remember the rule, if it starts with a vowel, we say I want an ice cream. Second last one. May I have an apple, a apple, or the apple? So again, it starts with a vowel. So I use an. Because you see, I and A are my vowels. Then the last one. New boy was late for school. So is it a new boy, a new boy, or the new boy? So it is talking about a certain child. So it is the new boy was late for school. So there now we've got all our articles in the correct sentences. So now they sound a lot nicer. Okay, great. Now we're going to look at our conjunctions. So conjunctions is just another word for joining words. So don't get a fright if you see the word conjunctions. It's just another word for joining words. So the words we use quite a lot are because, when, so, but, and then. But there are others that we can use, but these I think are used the most. So if I have a look at this activity now, they want us to put in the conjunction or the joining word in the correct place now. So the first one says, Bongani polished his shoes, washed his socks. So which joining word am I going to put? And, before, then, or but? So I'm going to use Bongani polished his shoes and washed his socks. I always brush my teeth. I go to bed. So when are you supposed to brush your teeth? So we do it before we go to bed. Remember, to get to Sammy's house, you turn left, you turn right. So I turn left and then you turn right. Joey watered the flowers. He forgot to water the tomato plants. Oh. So Joey watered the flowers, but, because now it's giving me an opposite. So, but he forgot to water the tomato plants. She washed the plates. Her brother dried them. So she washed the plates and her brother dried them. So this one you could actually use too. So you could say she washed the plates and her brother dried them. Or you could say she washed the plates, then her brother dried them. So there is always sentences that can have two. The children ate some porridge. They went to school. So the children ate some porridge or they went to school. Because I'm sure you eat your breakfast in the morning before you go to school. Because you must have a healthy breakfast. First, you must go to the post office. You can go to the library. So if we're first going to the post office, then we're going to the library. The last one. They wanted to watch the soccer. The match was cancelled. So now there's the opposite happening here. So if it's opposite, I use that. So they wanted to watch the soccer, but the match was cancelled. Okay, so I'm sure that was nice and easy for you. Now, for your homework today, we're going to do some practice for your revision. So remember to find your homework. You're going to log on to the Africa Teen Geeks website. Then you go onto the Lockdown eSchool tab. Find the grade 4 link. So you might have to scroll down a little bit. And then you'll find this exact worksheet inside that folder. So it does look like quite a lot of work, but if you do a little bit at a time, trust me, it will go very quickly. So there's page 1 and page 2. So again, I know it looks like a lot, but it's work you have done and you'll do it very quickly because it's something we already know how to do. Well, I hope. And hopefully after the practice, you'll know how to do it perfectly. So page 1 and page 2 is for your homework. Once you have completed those 2 pages, I would love to see your answers. So please email me your pages. Either you can, remember, type it up on your computer, or you can write it out on a page and then send me a photo of your work. So for our lesson tomorrow, because it's Friday and I want us to get relaxed for the weekend, we're going to do a listening activity. So we're going to listen to a nice story tomorrow. Then you're going to use that amazing memory of yours and you're going to answer some questions based on the story. So I hope to see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to follow us on social media for any updates. And I hope you have a lovely evening. See you tomorrow. Bye.